everyone, it's Gina B here and welcome to day one of your Pump Up Your Protein Challenge. I'm so glad you're here and you're about to take your protein to the next level. Okay, why is protein so gosh darn important for our weight loss and wellness journey? Well, it is an essential macronutrient. You might have heard it shortened to macros, and it helps us retain muscle mass. It also is super important for the weight loss journey because it helps keep us fuller for longer. Now, just as a disclaimer, no one food group will actually help you lose weight. Not carbs, not fats, not protein. You need to be in a calorie deficit. But one of the biggest things we struggle with when weight loss is a goal for us is hunger. It is our arch nemesis. And so when you have a high protein diet, it helps keep that hunger at bay because it's actually ranked the highest out of all three macronutrients, carbs, fats, and proteins on the satiety index because it keeps us fuller for longer, but also for lower calories. Also, when you're on a weight loss journey, you want to be able to retain the most amount of muscle. So by increasing your protein intake, you're also going to have better chances at that as well. Now, if you're also asking what the heck is a calorie deficit, I would also recommend going to the description below and checking out the August calorie tracking challenge. All the info is there. Now, here's a few more reasons why protein is so amazing if I haven't sold it to you already. It promotes healthy cell growth and repair. It also fortifies our skin and our nails. And there's something called TEF, the thermic effect of food. And essentially, just by eating protein, it ranks the highest of TEF. When you eat protein, you actually expend more energy. So I'm gonna take those extra calories burnt just by increasing that protein intake. Now, I go deep into all things protein in my Zero to Thrive weight loss and wellness program, from optimizing your intake that's suited to you and your goals, to looking at really thoroughly different types of sources of protein and how to maximize those. And my waitlist has now opened. So if you're interested in doing something like that with me, then go to the link below in the description and check that out. But for this challenge, we're gonna take some small steps to pump up your protein. And I'm going to tackle the one meal that most people that I have coached with struggle on, and that is breakfast, the first meal of the day. Now, breakfast is breaking the fast. Doesn't matter what time your first meal of the day is. If you infuse it with some protein, you are guaranteed to take you longer into your day, more energized. It will help keep hunger at bay, help you thrive throughout your day so that you can tackle anything that comes your way. So for today's challenge video, I'm going to introduce you to 3 different ways that you can pump up your protein in a fun way. So we have a range of things here. You're going to be cooking with me. And here is my protes. I love protes. I love oats for breakfast, but when I used to be a cereal kind of person or just eating protes, I would be hungry about an hour later. I don't know about you, but it really didn't take me far. The simple thing about adding some protein powder into your oats honestly takes your satiation and fullness level to the max. So today we're going to be making the apple pie protes that I love doing. And here all I have is half an apple, just chopped it up into little cubes prior to this video just to save us some time. I also measured out 40 grams of oats, and I do have kitchen scales because I want to be as accurate as possible. So 40 grams of oats right there. Then I have my protein powder, and there's going to be a video on protein powder, so just use one that you've got. But this is a vanilla protein powder. I find that the extra value of flavor does add a kick to my protein oats. So vanilla powder right there. Of course, you can't have apple pie without cinnamon, so a little bit of cinnamon. And I use almond milk. It's a plant-based milk. You can use any milk of choice, or you can also use water as well. There's only about 40 calories per cup. So if you want to go water, you would obviously omit that. But I personally don't like milk, fun fact. But if you tolerate lactose and if you enjoy milk, then just use whatever works for you. You can also use oat milk. Just note that the calories values differ between milks. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our oats. So all I said is you've got 40 grams of rolled oats, not instant. Okay, you want rolled or old-fashioned oats. Steel cut tends to be harder. You have to cook it for longer. I don't have the time for that. So I use rolled oats. I have about 3/4 of a cup of milk. So 40 grams is about half a cup of oats to about 3/4 of a cup. All right. I'm gonna just get my spoon. And I'm just gonna mix that in. Now, if you have time, just letting this sit in the milk for about a minute actually helps a little to initiate softening and absorbs the liquid into the oats. I don't know about you, but this is what I've found, so don't quote me on this scientific process, but I do enjoy just letting it sit for a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add about half, so about 1/4 of the apples, because I'm going to top with some crunchy ones as well. So 1/4 of the apples. Now, cinnamon, take it or leave it. So a lot of people love it and some people don't like it. So you might just want to pinch. I'm using about half a teaspoon. Okay, because I kind of like a lot, but I might actually use 1/4 now. And I might do the little thing at the end where I just drizzle a little bit of it at the end. So 1/4 of a teaspoon in there. And then I'll put some at the end. Now you've noticed I haven't popped any protein powder in just yet. I don't actually like to cook the protein powder. I like to actually add it at the end. So do not overcook this. I repeat. Let some liquid stay, and I use a microwave because, again, time is a factor in the morning. So this took me 2 seconds, and if I had to cut up the apple from scratch, again, it would also take me 2 seconds. But if you want to save time, microwave. Now, I start off with about 2 minutes in the microwave, and then I just go from there. So I'm going to start off with 2 minutes in the microwave. I'm back. Okay, so we have here, they're still quite watery. That was 2 minutes. And again, it's trial and error. Now don't forget, also I added the apples will release a little bit of water too. So it's still a bit too watery, but I can see the oats are turning. They're kind of becoming delicious. They're absorbing. So I think, to be honest, maybe another 30 seconds to a minute max. And then it will be still watery enough. Then we put the protein powder to finish. Okay, back in a tick. Okay, we are a little bit of a wobble. There's definitely some liquid there, but it's the perfect consistency because don't forget, you're gonna add more dry ingredients to it, so you want that to absorb. Now I'm using a vanilla bean flavored protein powder, and I just mix in a little bit at a time, and it will start to absorb the liquid. Oh, that vanilla-y goodness. So I'm using it'll be about a scoop of protein. It'll be about 30 grams of protein by the time we're done with this. And as you can see, it's now starting to become delicious and creamy. If you put it in the microwave for too long and you take out all that delicious goodness, then when you put in the protein powder, it'll be really dry. So make sure it's a crucial step there. And again, just add in as much as you want. I probably add in about 20 grams into that. And I'm going to finish off with that little sprinkling of cinnamon because I just love so much. Again, you can put in how much. You can put 1/4. Anywhere from 1/4 to a teaspoon is plenty. And then I'll just add a few more. I only used half an apple, but when you cut it into small little pieces, and while you wait, you can eat some apple as well. All right, that is that. It is delicious. It's vanilla-y. Now, it doesn't look so great, but I promise you, that will take me through for so long. I will not need a mid-morning snack. And that's really the goal here, guys, as well. It's about minimizing the need for snacks. If you have satiating meals, you won't need the snacks. And if you're a sweet lover like me, then this is a great way to start the day. You can omit the apples. You can just pop in. Sometimes when I really don't have time, it's oats and my salted caramel flavored protein. Done, dusted, that's it. No toppings, nothing. You don't have to get fancy, but this is a definite amplifier to increase your protein intake from the typical Cheerios breakfast. All right, let's put this to the side now. Breakfast is done for one, but we're gonna go to another one. So we've got, let's close all this so that we have some room. We have two more options to go. I'm gonna show you an egg option now and also a yogurt and muesli option that I have as well. So protein powders are a great supplement, but they're not a must go to. Eggs are fabulous. So for our lazy egg burrito, I, like everyone, am time poor, so I haven't got much time to make fancy things, but I also do love to create delicious ways to eat my protein-packed breakfast. So I found these great wraps. These are a lower carb, high protein, high fiber wrap. Again, it's just about going to your supermarket and finding what's out there. Each wrap is about 172 calories and 13 grams of protein. So again, an unlikely source. Protein doesn't just come from chicken. Wraps also contain higher forms of protein, and also it's got fibers of 11 grams of fiber per wrap, which is fabulous. So this is going to be my breakfast burrito base. And let's take it out. It's gonna, okay, they're getting sticky to each other. So we only need one. Okay, so we've got our base over here. I'm gonna grab a plate. So that I can put it on. All right. So that is ready to go. I'll put that over here. Gosh, I love cooking with you guys live so you can see how interesting this setup is. So I'm gonna use for my eggs, lazy eggs. And what I mean by lazy eggs, there ain't no scrambling prior. It's all done in the pan. I use 1 whole egg and 2 extra whites. So 1 egg has about 70 calories and about 6 grams of protein. And I think the white is about 3 grams of protein. Now, if you've got the carton egg whites, you can use that. I don't have that, so I'm gonna use the whole egg and just discard the yolks. If you're cooking or baking something, maybe you can hold on to those egg yolks at the same time. But for me, I'm just going to have to discard them. This is just a way to still increase my protein intake, but also it'll be a lot more filling, but for less calories as well. Otherwise, if I was to have 3 eggs, it would be 210 calories. I'm glad I got that. All right, so we're gonna now cook right on the pan. Heat it up. Now, I usually make a mess of this, but I love using just a spray olive oil. I don't need a lot because I have a non-stick pan. See, I'm already making a mess. I'm about to burn the carton of eggs. Wrong plate. All right, 1 spray, quick. If you've got a non-stick spray pan, you really don't need a lot. As I said, I'm gonna use 1 whole egg. You gotta be quick. 1 egg. 2 whites. Now, here's a handy trick. Pop it in there, take 1, and scoop it back in. That's how you get not messy eggs. And quick, another one. Amazing. All right, let's pop that to the side. We're gonna add some salt and pepper. That's it. And then I'm gonna scramble it on the pan. So that way you just a gentle stir with your spatula and just mix in that yolk. And then let it sit for a second as it starts to cook. And then you just keep folding it just nicely like that. But essentially that's all. So you don't have to scramble it and pre-scramble it and then also dirty another plate. This is a great easy way to get a lazy scrambled eggs. Oh, it's good. I love eggs in the morning. And really what I love to do is alternate between eggs one day and then I'll have oats another day and then I might have yogurt. But to be honest, I have a lot of the time a very similar thing because it's all about routine. And when you have a routine and you've got your go-tos, you're more likely to stick to those go-tos and do it. If you think you need to have a new recipe for every single day, you won't last very long because it's a lot to do and it's a lot of complex stuff. So make life easy for you. All right, so as you can see, scrambling away, nearly ready. How long did that take? I think literally, I didn't even have time to look at my clock. It's about 45 seconds and my eggs are pretty much ready. Yep. Yum, yum, yum. So there'll be little bits like that. And then I'm gonna pop that directly on to my burrito. Now you can also preheat this, warm it up, pop it on a pan fryer if we want a heated version of this as well. I don't have time. So eggs go on in the middle. Great. All right, let's pop that over here. Take my oats over here. Now, over here, let's bring it down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add a quarter of avocado. Great for healthy fats. Again, it's just about how much. Oh, don't you hate it when it's not a perfect avocado? So I'll just use a quarter. I'll cube it up into little bits. You don't need a lot because don't forget you would have used a little bit of olive oil perhaps, and also there's fats from the yolk. So you're already getting some really great healthy fats as well. Okay, so that is my avocado. Then store-bought salsa. You don't need to make things from scratch. Store-bought salsa, 13 calories per 30 grams. So it's roughly 15 grams per tablespoon. So about 2 tablespoons of salsa. Yum. I cannot wait to tuck into this. And then because I am a lover of wherever I can add a few extra veggies, I'll just pop a few leaves from a salad mix that I already have. Again, I don't need to, and it's pre-washed, so that takes out the stress and hassle. So then we fold, and we fold, and we eat. That is delicious. It's a great, my mum taught me not to eat with my mouth full. That is a great way to amplify eggs, make it different, make it interesting. It doesn't have to be this 5-star Michelin chef meal. It just has to be simple, edible, yummy, tasty, and a great way to amplify that protein. So that is your lazy egg burrito. And before I make too much of a mess here, we're just gonna go right into the last one. And that is basic muesli or natural rolled oats, or if you've made your own recipe. I have a granola recipe on our website as well, but sometimes I just have store-bought ones as well. All I do try to look for is lower amounts of sugar And again, does it have a bit more protein? What are the calories per serve, etc. This is one serving. It's about 180 calories. For this brand in particular, it's a raspberry and coconut. It's delicious. And then I add YoPro vanilla to that, and I might even put some raspberries on top. So I'm gonna get instantly 15 grams of protein, plus the protein from that I think is about 5 or 4 grams of protein per serve. So there's 20 grams of protein right there to pump up my breakfast. Super easy on the go, convenient, budget friendly as well. You don't have to make your own granola from scratch. Just read your labels from grocery items. So I hope I've given you some wonderful ideas to pump up your protein at breakfast. Of course, Greek yogurt with a little bit of honey and some nuts, or boiled eggs if you don't like scrambled eggs. Protein powders, get into your shakes if that's a great and convenient way for you to pump up your protein. And alternate, so some days eggs, some days oats. Make it interesting for you so that you actually stick to eating that way and you enjoy it. Fundamentally, that's at the core of everything. But I hope I've given you some sources of inspiration today. Now, what is your challenge today? Your challenge is to make sure you have a protein source at breakfast. And to keep you accountable, mention in the comments below what protein source it was and what you made. I cannot wait to read them. Of course, you've got your day 1 workout mini playlist in the description as well to go move that body. But for now, I honestly cannot wait to see what you guys have made. I'll catch you for another video, another day, in fact, tomorrow. Bye for now.